Today we invited you to step into the practice of lament. So how do we lament? What are the process? What are the steps in a lament? If we look at Psalm 13, this is a good framework, a good guide to writing your own lament. When we read the first two verses, this is our sorrow. This is our acknowledgement of loss. The first thing we do when we lament is bring our sorrow, bring our truth, bring our reality to God. And you might be going, I can't be this honest. I can't say what's really down there. I can't even say it to myself. How can I say it to God? I want to remind you, God knows and God loves you. He knows and he wants you to acknowledge it. So step into this first part and just say the truth of what you feel. Second, if we look at verses 3 and 4 of Psalm 13, is a cry for help. What do you need in this situation? What are you longing for? What are you needing? Say those things to God. In honesty, how do you need him to show up? And last is an expression of trust. You can see it in verses 5 and 6. Speaking out to God that the circumstances haven't changed. The situation is still in turmoil. Regardless of the outcome, I will trust in you. I will worship you. Don't just short circuit and go right to that last stage. Sit with your lament. Sit with your cry for help. And there will be a place where you are ready to say, even in this, I will trust. Take some time to get there. And the ways you can follow this pattern of lament, you can write it down, be it a journal or a scrap piece of paper. You can read one of the laments in Psalms. Psalm 13 is a good one to start with, but 40% of the Psalms are laments. Another way to practice lament could be going for a walk and having this conversation with God in your mind. Being in the beauty of nature that God created, remembering he is with you. Or you might be somebody who your prayers happen when you drive. In that quiet is the place that you can scream out in frustration, in sorrow, in anger. In front of the dashboard is where you need to go, ah! Sometimes we need that honesty and vulnerability and rawness. God is big enough to take it. So this week, I invite you to step into a pattern of lament, a place of lament, to allow God to bring healing to some of the places that you are hurting.